Yes, guys, welcome back to Kings of the Bridge. What are we all saying? How are we all doing? Welcome in every single one of you's over 20 people in the building right now. You know what to do, guys. Do us a favor and keep smashing them likes. Get the likes up. The win in Naples, a hero in Naples is the name of this thumbnail with João Pedro. João Pedro, 2 goals on the night, and Enzo Fernandez with the 1 goal. We're going to talk a little bit quickly about transfers. If there's anything up in today, Matt Law with his tweets, we're going to look at them in a second. But we're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about the talking points. We're going to talk about Rafinha, tactics, how we set us up, how we looked in game, and what really the underlying differences were as well, right? What were the real differences in the game today as well? And obviously, I'm joined by Matt as always. Matt, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, good. Yeah, very good. Very happy after last night. I was thinking this last night. I've not felt that sort of like happiness after result for a very, very long time. So, it's a huge performance for us. And I mean, my favorite player and star man, João Pedro, who I've never said anything negative about. So whoever's all those haters out there on him, now you can stop talking. No, of course. I mean, look, I said my piece on him before. I love to get proven wrong. Like, I know a lot of people like to kind of stay humble, but I love being proven wrong on things like this. So fair play to him. I'm all for it. Like I said, I'm moved. So let's keep going.
We're going to get more into him anyway, and we're going to talk about João Pedro and obviously his great performance. But I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Cole, how you doing? Gtino, Daniel, how are we all? Rogue, I see you, bro. Says João Pedro, Mike, the boy, big up to you. DJ Savjay in the building, nice to see you. CFC Pez Lord, how are you doing, my boy? As well, good to see you. Daniel as well, good to see you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Chelsea. And anyone else that's in here right now that I've not said hello to. Nonny, how are you? Keep drinking them tears, brother. Iverson, how are you? Good to see you. Cal, I love it, mate. It's so easy. I'm good, Cal, man. As always, good to see you as well, guys. If you haven't hit the like, so please do. We're nearly at, I think, 25 or something like that at the moment. Please make sure you do. La Cosa Nostra, how are you? You're a bomber. You're a bomber, man. I'm a bomber, man. Am I a bomber? There's a bomber. Is there a bomb somewhere that we're not aware of? Where's Piss? I don't know where Piss is. He's probably in Dubai still. He's coming back tomorrow, I believe. But yeah, quickly, let's go into transfers because there's not much really going on to say other than Matt Law's comments about Aaron Anselmino could still leave on a loan. Chelsea are going to make a decision on his situation. His future could be directly linked to Chelsea's signing Jeremy Jacquet. Because of Jacquet leaves Rennes, they would need someone to replace him, and they could. And listen, we said this yesterday, man. This is like 1 + 1 = 2, right? Stuff, really, isn't it? It's like they keep feeding us that we're going to sign players, which it's not finished yet. Don't worry, guys. You're going to bring someone in. It's still got a couple of days left, and then we get to Monday, we'll probably do a transfer deadline show, and there'll be nothing, right? That's what it feels like with Chelsea.
Yeah, very true. I don't know what else to say about it. To be fair, I mean,
Yes, Greece.
If it is to go on loan, it'd be interesting. If it is to go to Rennes, and I mean, I know this is a question for you in the chat. If we let Anselmino go on a loan for, I don't know, end of the season, but all that means in return is that we get a pre-agreement deal for the summer, would you be happy with that? I wouldn't.
Anselmino goes on.
If Anselmino goes on loan to Rennes until the end of the season,
yeah,
but that means it guarantees that we get a pre-agreement for Jacquet to come to Chelsea, and then he stays there for the rest of the season as well. Would you be happy with that? So essentially, we let him go on loan, Anselmino go on loan to Rennes, but then it means that we get a pre-agreement deal for Jacquet. Would you be happy with that?
Jacquet not come to us till the summer, basically.
Yes.
So they have Jacquet.
That's how I see it happening.
I don't know if Chelsea are that dumb to do that, really, because they're not benefited in any sort of way by doing that. Really and truly, they're better off.
Yeah, no, they're
better off keeping Anselmino, paying for Jeremy Jacquet, and then just letting him stay there to the summer, and then just bring him in the summer, like the plan is, which I'm assuming the plan is, right? So it would, for me, it's either or, really. It don't make sense for us to let him go to then let them have Jeremy Jacquet. It don't make no sense to me. You know what I mean? I don't get why, from a business standpoint, why that would work or be effective to us. But I don't know, man. Like, to be quite honest with you, I only see this going one way with Jeremy Jacquet. It's that he stays there, and we just, we spend the money. But when you look at the money that was spent today on potentially on Strand Larsen to Palace, this is nearly £50 million from Wolves. Does it not make Jeremy Jacquet look cheap? I know he's only 17, but for 50 odd million, or 40, what's it going to cost us? 40 mil, 45 mil?
It's wild. I saw that today. It's absolutely wild. I cannot believe. Yeah, Damon, don't worry. I've had a long day, so sorry if I'm talking nonsense. It was just an idea. Yeah, it's been a long day, but yeah, I mean that Strad Larsen news. I can't believe the interest in him because I've not seen anything from him to suggest that he's anything near that at all. But 50 million. Where are we going, Jem, with transfers now? It's wild.
Well, that's why I big up Con as well. The boy is in the building as well. It's always good to see Mr. Con, as always.
Hello Connie.
Hello, Con. How are you, mate? How's everything? I haven't spoken to you in ages, man.
Yeah, man.
Long time, man. Long time. Hope you're well, as always.
I'm good, bro. How are you?
We're good. We're just trying to try and work out if Chelsea are going to sign anyone, bro. And obviously, we've got the Matt Law news today talking about Anselmino potentially being used as a deal for Jeremy Jacquet. Still, apparently, Chelsea are still trying to get Jeremy Jacquet, and they're going to try and speak to him over the weekend before, obviously, the transfer ends on Monday, I believe, the transfer deadline. So, what are we saying, Con? What are we saying?
Yeah, the Anselmino one's an interesting one, right? Because I think some people might believe, especially with Kendry Pires moving from Strasbourg, he might go to Strasbourg, innit? And then Sarr might come to Chelsea. So that could be something. I feel like if we can't get Jacquet, we get Sarr, because maybe Sarr's a little bit more ready at this point. And he gets injured a lot less. Anselmino, I've watched a few of his performances for Dortmund this season, bro. He's been very good.
Yeah.
But the problem is injuries. That's his problem, bro. It's just injuries, man. So
injuries. And are you confident that, honestly, again, this is a stupid question to ask you, really, but do you see us doing any business before the close of the window? Even though Fabrizio keeps saying Chelsea are going to do something, they're going to be busy at the end, and all this bollocks that we're hearing.
Well, Fab also said that Chelsea were going to get Xavi Simons, and so I just take it with a pinch of salt. If it's not Garnacho, then I'm not really listening to it from Fab at the moment.
Yeah, true. I don't know, Matt. I don't know with us. Again, we said at the beginning when we were first linked to him, didn't we? I said I got a feeling this is just going to be one of them ones where it gets dragged out the whole window. We don't do anything. There's no movement, and then we, you know what I mean? Then we're sitting here going, oh, we might still get him because Fabrizio said, and Matt Law says, Anselmino might go there if we get Jared. It's the same shit every fucking window, mate. Garnisher.
You just feel very numb. I used to love transfer windows. I used to get really excited by. I mean, we had that crazy window under Lampard where we would get Kai Havertz. That whole saga was so fun. And now under Clear Lake, just transfers in general, you just feel it's almost like I'm exhausted having to read through underlining underlining what things are, and it's just it's exhausting. So it's exhausting.
I agree. Too exhausting that I don't even want to talk about it. I want to talk about the positivities, man. Generally, I am fed up of talking about transfers that do not happen. I don't want to be one of them guys that sits here talking about things with you guys that are just a waste of time. Do you know what I mean? It's long, and unfortunately, at this moment in time, I would like to think we're going to get a centre back, but am I confident that we're going to get the job done? No. The answer is no, guys. I don't see us spending 60 million euros on Jeremy Jacquet, even though I used the Strand Larsen example, who Palace are willing to pay 50 million. I think this transfer market's gone bonkers. Why would you pay 50 million for Strand Larsen? Do you know what I mean? And that's fucking pounds.
It's obviously Mateta's I don't know if there's been any more news on that today, but it obviously means that he's then gone, personally.
Yeah.
It's wild. I mean, I don't think he's done anything that Strand Larsen at all.
Nah. I don't get how he demands 50 million. He's generally
even in the summer it was like that under Newcastle. Newcastle wanted him as well. So
yeah, it don't make no sense. And I do think that a lot of it's engagement, because these journalists have got to keep themselves busy. The Fabrizio Romanos and that have to, they have to talk about something, right, Jim? You see Big Nick gone 10 games without a goal. Yeah, but he's also been not playing, Gtinho. Wiss has been starting games, which is quite interesting since he's been back. And listen, I think Wiss is not bad, but you know, he's coming off the bench a lot of the times. Which, if you remember, before Wissa was while Wissa was injured, Nick was their only striker, and he was on a good run of form. How many times were we saying, "Oh my God, Nick"? Goes to show
he's not getting the service either. Like his service hasn't been great to him. So
I like Nick. I still think he would have been really good for us up front. I really do. I still believe that could have been quite a good signing for us. But anyway, let's talk about yesterday. That's what we're here to talk about, because that was a roller coaster of emotions, right? We saw the team line up. Reece James playing centre back. We're all a bit confused why we're doing that. Obviously, we want to give Rosenior his opportunity to show us how it would look. We get to the first half, and it's an absolute. We get a penalty. By the way, Enzo Fernandez again. Big moments, clutch moments, putting the ball down, stepping up and putting. And by the way, good penalty. By the way, he's only missed one penalty in his Chelsea career, I believe. Or was it? I don't think he has missed a penalty.
Was that the West Ham game?
Was it the West Ham game? Maybe I can't remember. Top of my head. Jimmy, good to see you, bro. But we go 1-0 up, but we never really looked in control, did we? We just there was too much spaces between the midfield and defence. They were running in behind comfortably. It looked all too easy. Was probably the answer to it. And they get 2 goals. And listen, we're going to talk about each player individually. We've got the tier maker to fly through in a minute as well with the players. But there's some players we've got to talk about for that first half, because even though Rafinha didn't set us up the greatest. Some of these goals that we're conceding, Matt, is just what we've seen all season, isn't it? In the first half,
yeah. I mean, I'm sure you're going on to it in a second, but for me, the glaring one is Fofana. For me, I don't think he's been brilliant. I don't know how anyone can say that Chalobah is any worse than Fofana, personally. So I believe it should be Chalobah should be starting. Fofana for me, he's just been nothing near the price tag at all. Absolutely not. So, but I'm sure we'll go into it.
Yeah, we are for sure. And obviously, I'll talk to Conquid as well, because obviously I spoke to him at half time on the space that we had. And Con, I mean, you were fuming, weren't you? That first half, especially the first half, was shocking, wasn't it? In terms of not just the lineup, but just also how we played as well. Just in general, we just never had control of the game, did we? In that first half.
That first half, bro, it got me really, really heated, because I'm fucking sick and tired of getting bopped by teams who were better than.
Yeah.
If that first half was against the Bayern Munich, I could take that on their chin. It's Bayern Munich, bro, but it's Napoli. They're struggling to even qualify into the fucking, the playoff games.
Yeah.
Come off it, man. I know they're good at home. I know Naples is a horrible place to go, but it was a shocking performance in that first half. And Wesley Fofana got clipped bad, bro. For the rest of his life, he's going to know he got fucking turned like that by some random. It's embarrassing, man. He's got put in the comp. Fucking embarrassing, bro.
I see a lot of people blaming the manager for the first half, Con, and we did say it can go both ways with the decision he's made, but some of this is just basics, right? Do you not feel with the players?
No, yeah, the manager definitely, because I thought he was a lot better when Chalobah was on. So I don't know why he decided to go with what he did, but he did. But I think with Liam, the results have been very, very kind to him. That's one thing I would say. I think the results have been very kind for him, because I don't think the performances have been there. And last night, again, it was individual brilliance sort of bailing him out with João Pedro. João Pedro decided to go demon mode. And it's not sustainable. If we carry on playing like we are, it's not sustainable. We're not winning these games. I'm happy we are, and I'll take it. Playing bad and winning games, bro, it's the dream. But I'm worried. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't sitting here worried, mate.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
look very open. I think, like you said, the control. It's the control part for me. And I mean, basics of tracking back. Pedro Neto yesterday, shambolic, non-existent. To have Cucurella then completely exposed on his own. I'm sorry. I'm glad he got taken off at halftime. So I thought that was an absolutely shambolic performance from him.
Well, the fact that the fans...
Sorry, Gemma, let me talk over you. But in his defence, and don't get me wrong, Pedro Neto has really pissed me off this season. But this is his first proper season of being properly fit. Last season and going into this season. So he's played more football than ever, come off a Club World Cup. And then when he is playing, he has to track back so much, especially under Maresca. Sometimes we made jokes about him being a wing back, right? He's probably just knackered as well. Don't get me wrong, he has a lot to work on, especially technically, right? But there's a lot of mental fatigue and physical fatigue in some of these players. And I'd say the same thing for Cucurella as well. The same thing for Enzo Casado. So
For
I
sure.
think that does need to play a part as well.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I take that into consideration. The thing that annoyed me with Neto in the first half was the fact that not just him, Estevao as well. They just weren't tracking their runners. They just left them isolated. And if you remember, when Napoli went forward and had the moment, it's because their fullbacks kept tucking in behind and getting into the spaces, and Caicedo was having to cover the space because they weren't tracking and stuff. So there's just too many things that didn't work. And Rossini said at the end of the game, obviously we'll talk about the second half in a second, that when they went in at half time, the players said, change it. They literally told him, they were like, we need to change it. Like, it's not, they weren't comfortable, but they did go back out in the second half and they started. I mean, they made one change, Palmer, right? I think it was Palmer for Gusto. Was it, Santos, sorry. Santos, wasn't it? So, and then listen, we'll talk about the first half in a second, but we've got this quick positive comment here talking about Chelsea have beaten the champions of Italy, Spain, England, and France in the recent months. Barcelona, PSG, Liverpool, and Napoli are all champions of last year's of their current countries, and we beat them, which is it's nice. It's a nice little stat. It doesn't make us feel better, but it's a nice stat in terms of knowing that we beat. You meet some of the best. But I want to talk about that second half because there was a couple of things for me that stood out before we talk about the players. The decision to bring Chalobah on. And by the way, I thought he was very good when he came on. He actually made a major block as well, if you remember. Stop the ball going to the back post. We just looked more comfortable. Wesley Fofana looked more comfortable. That helped. We took Andre Santos off, who I thought was very quiet this game. I didn't really think he had any adverse effects whatsoever in the game. We dropped Enzo Fernandez deeper with Caicedo, which we get told no Enzo Caicedo, even though we always play Enzo Caicedo. And I thought Enzo Fernandez was the best midfielder on the pitch in that second half, comfortably. And it was because he controlled the game. We started controlling the game for deep. We could play through him. Every time he got the ball, he played quick, direct passes. If you watch him, even for the goal that Palmer played João Pedro into, the last one, Enzo positions himself next to Palmer, waiting for the ball to fall, which then falls to him. And the first thing he does is just play a ball quickly to João Pedro. But João Pedro's movement yesterday in the game was immense. When to drop deep, he didn't hold the ball, which is something that pisses me off with him. He did touch too many touches and loses it. He got the ball, he laid it off, and what did he do? He spun and he made the run into the spaces. And how many times yesterday did he do that? Where he dropped in deep, received the ball, controlled it well, and then laid it off and then spun and tried to make space for himself. And the goals that we got. The two goals in this. I mean, that first goal with his left foot, you wouldn't think that was his weaker foot, by the way. That was
wild.
That was such a good finish with his left foot. Honestly, the way he flicked it and then turned and then created the space and hit it, it was beautiful. And the second goal was just a beautiful team goal for me because Wesley Fofana, even though he's had an absolute dire shit game, most of it, was the one that won the ball off Højlund, played it into Palmer, who then got caught in a tangle. Enzo picked the ball up and played it forward to João Pedro. 1-2, through on goal. And they're the type of finishes I love to see because that's your typical striker finish, right? You're 1-on-1 in front of goal. You're not playing it sideways, making a pass because you think it's better to pass it. You're going, no, I'm the man. I'm the number 9, and I'm going to fucking score. And he stepped up. He stepped up, didn't he?
Do you know what you just said there? Just to piggyback off that comment there, Jem.
Yeah.
There's been a shift in his mentality because it weren't long ago I was watching João Pedro and in front of goal he wasn't selfish enough. It maybe take a few extra touches or look for the pass. Now he just seems to just be hitting the ball and he's looking to score himself. So I don't know where that shift in mentality's come, but I'm happy it has because we can see this guy is a fantastic ball striker on both feet.
For sure.
So I'm glad that he's getting that selfishness because he needs that. I know he's not your traditional number 9, but he's going to have to be. Because I want him starting over the lap. I'll be so real with you. So,
for sure. He's the top goal scorer this season as well, isn't he?
11 goals, 4 assists, by the way, in his first season, João Pedro. So,
and Enzo Fernandez is second behind Matt with one I think, goal or assist away from joining João Pedro, who's our main striker.
Well, there you go. Says it all, really. I mean, to kind of, again, piggyback off of that João Pedro, I mean, like I said, I was a big critic of his, and I'm not the only one as well. Just want to say that. I think there was a lot of people out there who weren't happy with his performances, but I think you're absolutely right. There's been a mentality shift from him, from being this over-touching, trying too much of trying to get the foul and things like that. But I felt there's like a real killer instinct within him yesterday, and he could have easily, for especially the first goal. I can't remember who it was who was on the left at that point, but he could have easily laid it off. And I thought he almost did too much, but it was an absolute rocket. And these sort of goals were almost Club World Cup, Joao. And this is where we thought, was this a phase? But what we saw yesterday, I was like, it was the same feeling of what it was in that Club World Cup. I thought, cool, we got a potential superstar here. And by all means, fantastic. But he did have Cole Palmer and Enzo with him as well. And I think, like you said, that link-up play was fundamental because of them two as well.
That's a great point there, Matt, with the Enzo and the Cole Palmer, because I always feel like I've seen the best João Pedro when there's a Cole Palmer on the pitch, barring the West Ham game. But every time I've seen João Pedro play really well, there's been Cole Palmer there with him. And just to make a quick point around in João Pedro, is there any surprise that our best signing by a countryman in the summer was a 24-year-old who's Prem proven?
Yeah.
Is that a coincidence?
No.
And it just makes you kind of question the upstairs a little bit, because the proof's in the pudding, right? Cucurella is one of the foundations of this team. Premier League experience. You got him. Caicedo the same. You know, you're seeing João Pedro out of all your summer signings, because a lot of them look lackluster, right? You're seeing João Pedro actually look really good. It just makes you think, why do you not do this more often? So I had to get that one in.
I think it's because they were proven wrong, Con, as well, you know? It's probably because they realise that probably the model that they want to go with isn't sufficient enough to be competing, but they feel that they have to every so often get a couple of these signings in. But you're not wrong there at all. I mean, it's just simple, probably transfer business, right? To try and be a competitive team. You go for a Prem proven at competitive ages, not necessarily too young, not necessarily too old, but that's the sort of age where it's potential that I want. A 24-year-old where they've got that Prem experience already and they can go to that next level. Not that we're needing to get them to a level and then they kind of plateau. I mean, look at what happened to Gittins yesterday. Subbed off for a sub.
Yeah, he did. I mean, that looks pretty harsh on Gittins, didn't it, really? He could
Gittins got subbed on and subbed off. I didn't even realise he got subbed off.
Yeah, he did. That was pretty harsh.
I thought it was, I mean, he looked completely soulless afterwards. I felt for him because, I mean, you look, that for a player like him, that's going to do him no good.
Yeah, I mean, also, can I just also say how happy I am that we did this as well? Because I fucking hate this guy with a passion. Yeah. Generally. Yeah, it's when that happened, you know, when I didn't celebrate that goal. I celebrated what João Pedro did to Lukaku. Just seeing his face like that in the camera. And you know what was bad? He saw the camera coming and he couldn't even hide himself. He put his hand up like that because he knew. And João Pedro knew what he was doing, by the way. That was a literal zoom in, let me go behind him and fucking celebrate. Do you know what I mean? And I'm so glad it was done in front of this fucking lump.
He looked heavy yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you hear what the Chelsea fans were singing to him?
Running for a hot dog.
Yeah.
Running for a hot dog.
But just seeing that João Pedro there, Jem, what you said earlier is so spot on. As nice as that first goal was, that second goal moved me a lot more because that's a striker's goal, man.
Yeah.
We haven't had that for a minute.
It's a typical Lukaku-esque finish, what he could have done for Chelsea as well, right? So,
that's true.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Lukaku was doing too much even on the bench. He was giving it all the bit. I saw it. I kept putting clips of him and he's like giving it all the fucking fuck off, mate. Fucking prick. Yeah, especially when they went 2-1 up. You should have seen these fucking reaction. I know he's going to celebrate his team and stuff, but you know it's more than that because it's us, right? And look at his face when we scored. Yeah, when we scored that goal. I honestly half-heartedly believe João Pedro did that on purpose because he turned around and just run into that corner. Right where Lukaku was. It was perfect. It was fucking perfect. So that's another W for João Pedro, bro. That's for sure. Right. Let's talk players because we're going to quickly fly through some of them. I think it's very important to do so. I'll try and be as quickly as possible. You know how it works. Elite to ass is the graph.
I love it. Whenever I do the tier maker, I do 10 out of 10, 9.
Yeah, I do elite, very good, average, not good, ass. Garnacho, didn't really. I'm just going to put him as average because I don't think he was bad, but I don't think he was good. The only thing that really pissed me off with him was at the end when he lost the ball trying to dribble out and he tripped on the ball, and then Lukaku, and then you know what made it worse? Lukaku nearly scored. Out of everyone, Garnacho nearly assisted Lukaku, bro.
So if that's the only memorable thing you can remember from the match, I think he should be a not good personally.
Yeah, just for that. Yeah.
Garnacho, right? He's one of those wingers where he's on the pitch to kill the game off, keep possession, because he's shit at everything else. The only thing he could do is pass the ball back.
See, Matt, you're spot on, but it's to kill the game off for us, not for them. You know what I mean?
Mate, the guy nearly assisted Lukaku. He literally tripped on the ball, trying to dribble out, and then they played the ball. If Lukaku, honestly, if Sanchez, that was not a bad shot by Lukaku. Sanchez done well to get across and literally just make his body big. Stop that, yeah. Like we could have. Imagine if Lukaku scored that at the end, and we're looking at Garnacho giving him the assist. I think that would have just destroyed us, man. That would have Garnacho show. Right. But did Badiashile play? He come on, didn't he? I'm just going to put him in average because he didn't do anything.
He was a double sub. He was when he came off Gittins.
Yeah. What about Santos? I'm going to be honest here.
Not good.
Con, you can start.
The first goal comes from him just booing it long, and it all started from his shitty little clearance. So, and other than that, I don't really remember what he did.
Yeah. I mean, the composure for that was just so poor. And this is what's difficult with Santos, right? Is that he will either have, I think, like a really good consistent game or a game where it's quite evident that he's still quite raw and needs more experience. But yeah, and these sort of games, you can't be making those mistakes, I think, at any level of the Champions League. Because
Can I ask you to like an honest question and chat as well? Feel free to chip in. I don't really rate him. I'll be so honest. I've watched him this season. What is he good at? He's not a good progressive carrier. He's not a good progressive passer. And he's kind of just your average ball winner. So, like, why do people champion him? Like, he's really good. I'd take Lavia 10 times out of 10 if he's fit over Santos. Like, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe
he's hit some nerves there, isn't he, Con?
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see where you're coming from, Con. I think you're always going to look better when you've got Caicedo next to you as well, right? That's one thing. I would like to see Santos where an Enzo or a Caicedo isn't in the team to see how he would do as well. I thought we would get a little bit more output from a goal or, GA point of view. So he seemed to have got a few goals when he was at Strasbourg as well. Maybe it's something that he's just is still trying to acclimatise, but was I expecting a bit more because of the kind of noises we were getting from Strasbourg? I'd be lying if I said
that's
no.
the thing,
I'd
man.
be expecting a lot more.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go on, Karen. I said I was expecting a lot more.
Oh, sorry. Like, for me, just on the ball, I don't see anything there. I don't see anything there that's Chelsea level. And I know that sounds extremely harsh, but you're not a good carrier. You're not particularly a great passer either. So what are you doing? Like, if not, why didn't we just sign, what's that guy for Spurs? Palhinha.
Yeah.
At least he's a better ball winner.
So my thing with Santos is I hear what Con's saying. I do think that he's still very young. I think we have to bear that in mind. It's his first season in the Premier League. He had a very good season at Strasbourg, playing further forward, by the way, not the role he's playing now. I think that it's a little bit too soon to be playing him in certain games. However, in other games, like away to the lesser teams, I understand why he starts. I think he's reading of the game and breakup of plays decent. He does break. He gets himself in good positions. I think his passing range on the ball's slightly not good, quite slightly weak. It can be very good sometimes where he plays good direct balls, but there's a lot of times where he just plays so many wasteful balls, and I'm like, what are we doing here? And then I'm thinking to myself, he's still very young, right? So can he improve and develop and be better? I think yes, and I think that comes with time because you've got to bear in mind of his age. Is he walk into the team? He's so good, like some people were doing all across over Twitter for the last 6 months. No, that's just the way I look at Santos. They've just overdone it. Well overdone it with him.
Yeah, for me, Jeb, like so far from what I've seen, I just don't see, even in players who are not particularly great at this moment in time, right? So like a Gittins is a great example. You can see there's something there. With Santos, I'm struggling to see like what is it about him that is going to be a Chelsea starter going forward. What is there in his game that's that good? And right now, I can't see it, bro.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, let's move on to Cole Palmer. 2 assists off coming on him from the second half. Are we putting him in very good? Because I don't think he was elite yesterday, even though he created it.
I think he was good. And the funny thing was I even messaged you because I actually thought Cole looked really leggy at start. Some of the passes he was doing, I was like, geez, like what's happening here, Cole? But then, you just unfortunately fortunately with a player like him, he can be half fit and still do some incredible football. Look at the layoff pass he did for Joao for the second goal, like the weight of the pass.
Yeah.
That's like the goal I've missed. And like I said, Joao might just need that correct dance partner to be able to utilize his skills more. Like you said, doing those quick layoffs. So I'd put him at good. I wouldn't say he was very good, like just good, because I felt he just looked still off it slightly.
You put him average.
Just I'd say like it's difficult. If he had a good part there, so if not, I'd put him very good because that's what we got there.
All right, I could just do that. There you go. Good. Yeah, let's do good. All right.
Don't know what everyone else thinks in the chat and Con as well.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree a little bit. When he came on, he did look a little bit leggy. But with Cole, where he's so good, he can have elite moments, right? And he had those. And when you're in big games, sometimes you just don't need to play well over 90 minutes. In his case, 45. You just need to have those moments that count. And he did that. So for me, I think he had a good game.
I agree. I thought he was. You can't really moan about a guy that creates 2 goals for the team. Yes, he was very wasteful on the ball in and about. So I do think he's very. He's not sharp. You can see he's not. They're still there yet. He's sort of carried an injury for most of the season. We haven't had a fit Cole Palmer the whole season, by the way. This is not normal. So I mean, this is the norm at this season, but it's not. If you know what I mean, in terms of obviously last season and whatever. But yeah, look, you put him in good. He created 2 important goals that got us back in the game. Yes, João Pedro had a lot to do on both of them. Let's not ignore that. But still, having him on the pitch, we're a much better team than obviously not. Still, in my opinion. So, yeah, big up Palmer for stepping in. Is that Asugu? He's not even here. Enzo Fernandez. I'm not going to rate him. I'm going to let you guys rate him. Where are we putting him?
I think average, Matt. Do you think average?
He's my boy. He was asked. No, I think for me, he especially. I think like me and Jen were talking, especially in the goals. I'd put him. It'd be I think elite's fair because the pre-assist that boy has got this season, it gets unnoted by the amount of times that he will get that pre-assist. And most of the time, the pre-assist is almost more important than the actual assist because the pre-assist gets the actual player who gets the assist in the correct position and part of the play to get the assist. So I felt he was so good yesterday. I thought he was class. He took his penalty well as well. I just love him. I just absolutely love him. So it's probably a bit biased, but I don't care. He was awesome. Average.
Con, truthfully,
I'd put him in good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't quite put him in the elite, and it's not entirely his fault. The man-to-man pressure yesterday in the first half, it was really poor. So obviously, when you're doing that, you're going to look bad if someone else loses their man. It's not really on you. But I think he had, again, with Cole, he had really good moments, very important moments. In big games, you don't need to play well over 90 minutes. You just need to, have impact in big moments, which I think he did. So I'm going to put him good.
Yeah, I just think that people take him for granted still. And, a lot of yesterday's second half performance where he got dropped deeper and controlled that midfield really helped us going forward and actually just not even just going forward, but just stabilize the balance so that Napoli weren't a threat. Napoli were a threat in the first half. Yeah, all right, we missed Chalobah, and I think obviously a centre-back's already key, but actually having Enzo a little bit deeper and not being in them 10 pockets and putting Palmer and Esteval, weirdly enough, which was quite interesting, in around them pockets, was nice to see in terms of like him being able to build up from deep and show, and Napoli couldn't get close to us. Every time they did get the ball, we won the ball back quicker. We were better. And that was partly to do with the fact that Enzo Fernandez in the second half was easily the best midfielder on the pitch. Not even a debate, in my opinion, in that second half. He was class. And it's true what we say about the pre-assist, because people are so used to seeing him on the G&As all the time that they forget that he's a big part of the reason that when we do end up scoring goals, it tends to start before that. And that's him. That's where he's in and around trying to function and get us the moments, get us in with them moments. But I thought him and João Pedro and the link up between the two of them yesterday was amazing. The fact that every time Enzo got the ball, he went forward, bang, bang, bang. It was just a straight pass forward. The ball would roll in the middle, bang, he'd just play it forward. He wouldn't just take a touch. It was always bang, where's João Pedro? Let me try and be direct. And I thought he was very good. very, very good. And this must be his 7th game in a row where he's been very good, and he's done what he needs to do. So yeah, hold it. Esteval, I want to say not good. I'm going to be honest with you. I was bigging him up to start yesterday, but I thought he struggled, and I don't think it was all his own fault. I think it was more to do with the fact that in the first half, I don't like him in that right inside pocket. I think he wants to be on the wing, holding the wing and running at his man and attacking the space behind, right? There was a moment where Neto got in behind the defender in the first half. That's what you want Esteval to be doing, attacking them spaces, right? Because they were slow at the back, Napoli. And we didn't really use him like that. We used him in like a Cole Palmer style 10 where he's having to like receive the ball and help the build-up play rather than be looking at where can I attack or how do I get into that space or who can I dribble at? We didn't use him right, is what I was saying, in the first half. In the second half, we were a little bit better, but I don't think he really affected the game as much as I wanted him to, especially for his level.
Yeah, I felt he struggled. I think you're absolutely right with him being in that like right side pocket because all he can do is either pass it back to Augusto or he then has to cut in. And there's especially against Napoli, it's just so much traffic. He couldn't do anything. So it's just then sideways trying to just like recycle the ball. Yeah, I felt in the second half as well. I think like exactly what you said, Jem, like he didn't move me. I was expecting more from him, but I felt there was just almost so many bodies behind the ball, especially when it was 2-1 down. Yeah, that I just felt we couldn't utilize him anyways. So yeah, I think average to not good's fair.
Yeah. Again, this ain't a dig at him. I just think that he was utilised a little bit different, that was all. But I don't know. I know if Con agrees with that, in regards to Esteval, who has been very good. Yeah.
I totally agree. I think all the points you made were good. Only other thing I'd chip in is that off the ball, I think he wasn't entirely great either, to be honest. So, but with Esteval, he's young. I expect these games. I'd rather him perform like this, but he gets the minutes.
Yeah. Facundo's elite, man. I'll put Fucky in elite, even though it's
what an elite transfer. Fair play to them.
Elite transfer.
4 years.
I want to be quick on Gittins. I think he was average.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's good.
All right, not
to
good.
me, he just looks like a deer in headlights when he plays for Chelsea. There's so many things going on in his head with what to do, and I felt for him though he got subbed off though. Because for him, that's just gonna be awful for him mentally.
We spoke a lot about João Pedro, but he, for me, has to go in elite. The way he dragged us through that game in the second half, his link-up play, and I think you're right, his mentality, it's the fact that he's now taking responsibility and realising that he's going, I'm the man. Give me the ball. I will get us through the shit when we're not actually playing too well. I'll just create for me. Give me that moment. And, that first and second goal were 2 examples of someone that's in confidence at the moment, right? Because how many times have we seen him take too many touches, not be involved in front of goal, not even get in the box? Now I'm seeing him attacking the spaces. And I do think that does come from Rosinha, guys, a lot of it, telling him, you need to be direct. You need to be running into the spaces. You've got people behind you that are going to create for you. His link-up play to drop deep and then move quickly, something I've not seen a lot of him do. Usually he drops deep, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. Then he stops and he's in the midfield. And I'm like, well, what are you fucking doing there? How are we going forward now? There's no one there, Now it's, I've got the ball. There you go, quick. I'm going to try and find space in behind. And that's how he got his goals, right? His link-up play has been very, very good. So it's an improvement for sure,
Yep. I don't think I could say any more about it, mate. Yeah, I think you've just hit nail on the head there. Just a kind of elite mentality. I think you're right. Like he's kind of now gone, I'm the striker here, Delap, I mean, he's not really showed much to prove that he's going to be a starter anyways, but Joao's doing more than enough now to go, I'm the main man here. And I think the fact that Liam keeps playing him as well, I think that's the correct thing to do. Fuck getting game minutes for Delap at the moment. If you're getting a striker who's on form, we need him.
Especially with Arsenal coming up, right, Con, as well. We need this João Pedro form right now.
Yeah, and the biggest difference between João Pedro and the last few Chelsea strikers we've had, Jackson, Delap, etc., is like the fact that he's getting this mentality of a bit more of a killer is fantastic because unlike Jackson and Delap, he can score with his head. Unlike both of them, he is so good on both feet. Yeah. One of the best ball strikers on both feet. Like he has all the tools to score bags of goals. So,
yeah, it's a mentality thing with him. It's a mentality thing with him where he's not at the level that he needs to be yet, though. Like, obviously, I know it's still early doors, but
it's just that selfishness, bro. Like the pride example of player, and it's a bit of an extreme one, was Eden Hazard, right? This guy could have scored how many goals a season, but he was just too unselfish. And like João Pedro, similar ilk, you see it in chances where he could shoot, he doesn't. He looks for the pass. For some reason, the last couple of weeks, his head's been straight towards the goal. He wants to score, and that shift is massive because he has all the tools to score plenty of goals, bro.
Yeah. It's like an FU mentality. It's like, I don't care. I'm getting this for us. So it's good. I'm really impressed. I'm glad I've been humbled there.
I'm going to put Gusto in not good. I don't think it was arse, but I just didn't think Gusto in this game worked whatsoever.
Can I have a little bit of rant about this guy, bro? This Gusto guy yesterday had me heated at halftime. I was so angry because of him. The amount of times I saw this guy get the ball and he doesn't want to ever play it on his left foot. So he goes to the right foot and boosts it out of play. I wanted to smack my head against the fucking desk, bro. Like, why does he always do that? Just play it with your left. Like, do a bit of training on your left so you can play out. Why do you always do that thing where you go to look to pass on your left, you bottle it, and then you turn to the go to the byline and then smash it out of play? Like, piss off with it. So annoying, bro. It had me so heated. Not good at all.
He's been very good in the bigger games, though, right? In the past, like he's been quite pivotal to the fact that he gives us the width. And I think if you had Cole Palmer in that 10, a fit Cole Palmer, and a Malo Gusto just holding the wing, I think it's different. Problem is, I don't think because our right was dead because Esteval isn't Palmer and Palmer isn't Esteval and Palmer wants to be. I mean, Esteval wants to be a bit more direct and do what Gusto's doing. It didn't really work. I think the balance was wrong, personally. And on that side, we just really couldn't build up much play in the first half. Do you think
that was a system thing though? That kind of Gusto was kind of a bit of a nothing player. He just kind of just a body.
Yeah, a little bit. I think he was there to create space for Esteval to drive through the 10 points. But what Rossini didn't notice earlier on, or should have noticed earlier on in the first half, is that Napoli just packed the midfield, the middle out. You couldn't play through the middle. Every time we tried to, it just kept getting eaten up. Like it should have been get my wingers to hold the width and stretch them a bit to create the space, right? And why did we look so much better in the second half? Because we had natural wingers on the pitch that were holding the width, right? And because we were, we had the likes of Palmer who were comfortable playing in 10, making the quick decisions, the right passes, it's not Palmer doesn't always have to dribble around you. Palmer can get the ball at his feet and quick. And that pass, like he did for that João Pedro goal, was a difference. As Esteval, he gets it, he wants to turn and run at you, but you can't always do that in the 10. You've got to be like touch pass. Do you get what I mean? Making space. And it's a little bit different, a little bit different. But back to Gusto, yeah. Nah, not good. Not good at all. I think, again, Cucurella is another one. I don't think he's playing well at the moment. I don't think he was bad. Put him in average. But I also think he wasn't well supported by Neto. Neto let him down massively in that first half. He was out there. He was out there to get cooked because they just kept throwing their fullback forward and the right winger, and they were just lumping it, going at Cucurella. And the same with the other side with Gusto when he dropped back in. Like they were just left on their own. Neto and Esteval did not track back in that first half one bit. And that really didn't help every time they went forward. We were just getting outnumbered, absolutely outnumbered, So for me, Cucurella, I put in average, but he's not really been playing well for a while. But at the same time, like how many games has he played well? He was going to go through this, right? Eventually, it's a bit hard,
Yeah. No, I agree. I think what Con said about Pedro as well. I think Cucurella is almost at another level of mental and physical fatigue. He's had to hold that left-hand side for so long. So you're right. This was bound to happen at some point, but you really kind of needed some sort of support for him on the left. And unfortunately, Pedro Neto, whether we can say it's mental fatigue as well and physical fatigue, it's just a bad combination together to be on that side in this game.
Do you not think we should try Hato on the left wing? I know it sounds really stupid, but instead of Neto, just Hato in Neto's position and just let him play up and down the wing. Not even joking. Because at least in them games where we're away and they're gonna try and load our fullbacks, at least defensively, Hato is quick enough. He can join Cucurella at the back and they can win. You know what I mean? He could give him a bit more protection.
This isn't satire. You're being serious.
What, you don't think Hato can play in that role?
No. Are you taking the piss?
I'm asking you a question. Why?
So you want to see Hato left winger, yeah?
Yeah, because Ajax, one of the things... I'll tell you one second. I'll tell you why. Because one of the reasons I'm saying that is because they used to use Hato as... Even though he played centre-back for them, he played left-back. And when he played left-back for Ajax, he played like a wing-back. He used to go forward, bro. His best parts of his games is actually going forward and creating. And against Charlton, he played in the 10. and scored and looked all right, to be fair.
Jem,
Like,
Jem, Jem. I know you've watched Garnacho a lot on the left this season. You've seen him not beat his man and be extremely wasteful, right? And that drives people into insanity. But
what's
bro,
wrong with trying it? That's what I'm saying.
Huh?
What's wrong with trying it? He's got the ability to get up and down the pitch.
What's
He's
the harm in
quicker.
trying Sanchez up top, bro?
No, but that's stupid because at least I'm talking about a left back playing at left midfield, like as if we've not seen Chilwell do it in the past.
Yeah.
Or he's changed.
Yeah, but they were wing backs though, innit? If you think
Yeah, all right,
wing
play-
back, I hear it.
Play wing back. I mean, and yeah, with Cucurella. And see how it goes. What we got to lose? Or arrest Cucurella and play fucking Hato.
There we go. Now we found the sense. The sense has finally come out, people. Bench Cucurella and then Hato plays and let Cucurella get some rest because isn't it kind of counterproductive if my dogs are being idiots. Isn't it kind of counterproductive if we're playing Hato and Cucurella when we want Cucurella to rest?
True, I understand that side of it, but what I mean is, if you're going to go into a game away where there's a good opportunity that we're going to get offloaded, I know we used Neto on that side to help Cucurella. He's been very good in the past in the bigger games, but at least if he's not like he wasn't yesterday, up to it and not really playing well, that you could potentially do the same thing with Hato, who could just play like a wing back and at least give Cucurella a bit of protection and help him a bit. That's what I was thinking. And then all right, your build up play might not be as electric because Hato's not the Neto or fucking Gittins to dribble around you, but he's not shit on the ball. I'm telling you now, he'll be shocked. He's actually quite good going forward with the ball at his feet. Hato, he's not.
I mean, put it this way, right? If Hato had the same performance as Cucurella yesterday, we'd be talking a lot more about Hato's not ready and all this. So
Hato on the weekend, yeah, people might play Hato on the weekend, but I wouldn't hold that. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if he played a lot of the players that we've seen already. What
Neto,
about
Caicedo?
Go on, be honest, because
Average.
I'm going to be
average to not good, one of the two. I'll be honest, last month Caicedo's been a bit hit and miss.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm glad someone's fucking said that instead of being up his arse all the time. Generally, it's like, why can we not say Caicedo's not been good in this fan base? I don't get it.
I think because Caicedo, I think he's been so good for us that I think if there is a drop off, it's still okay. But the one thing I've got to say with him that he's just looking slightly leggy. He's looking leggy at the moment, and this is what's so annoying about
Exactly that, man. Exactly that. I agree.
Asugo, where is he? Injured. Well, that was his backup. Again, the same again, I'm going to say is if Enzo was having the similar performances to how Caicedo is playing, what sort of heat would Enzo Fernandez be getting at the moment?
This is my point. And then he's sitting there going, Enzo. It's because you micro need Enzo about every little thing, but you will not talk about a bad game of Caicedo's. There's no balance. Do you know what I mean? And if Caicedo is bad, he's bad. So what? It doesn't make him a bad player, though, does it? It doesn't mean he's shit. He's just had a bad game. I think he was very poor in the first half. He wasn't covering the ground. He was getting caught in behind. He wasn't really good on the ball, him and Santos together. That second goal, he let the ball go under his foot instead of blocking it, which rolled into the box. And I know Fofana, I mean, we're going to get to him in a minute, wasn't good enough. But you could say he's leggy. Cool. Leggy's fine. But he didn't look like himself to me yesterday. That's the truth.
And that's the thing about leggy, bro. People say rash. No, it's still leggy. I'd say fatigued. And not just physically, because when you're playing at the elite level, right, which Caicedo is, right, the job he does and the timing he needs, it needs to be so precise, right? Especially in modern football where fouls get given for any sort of little contact, right? So has to be so precise. And for the last few weeks, he's half a second to a second late to things.
Yeah.
And for me, that's showing mental fatigue because normally he'll be there. So it just shows his mind's not 100% right now. He maybe needs a bit of a break. And mental fatigue is a thing. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Facts. And the reason I can't listen to you, Nonny, is because number one, you've still got him in your name, and he's not scored one goal for Arsenal this season, which is fucking embarrassing. Yeah, so I can't really listen to someone with the name of Nonny season, bro. You know what I mean? And when Enzo's been bad, I've sat here and said, even at L'Atalanta and the other game, I've said he was fatigued and he wasn't good enough. He wasn't getting around the pitch. The Leeds game when he gave the ball, I actually had to moan at him about the Leeds game. I said he was poor. Yeah, I like so this whole thing, mate. You know, you're just waffling, mate. Yeah, Rashton Leggy, that's fine. But he's not been again like Kukurea. Maybe it's the same thing. You know, they're just both struggling with it. You know, which is fine. Which is fine. They're out. You know, one of our best players. You know, core best players. So.
Mike Chelsea's comment, bro. Bring that up the screen.
Left taxes and Nonny's hitting it. Hold that Nonny season. You let Matt go live alone whenever Enzo drops stinkers. Is that true, Matt? How long times have I been?
I've noticed it a few times. No,
Nonny, Nonny, you just fart out your mouth every day. That's all you do, mate. You might as well just instead of farting out your ass, fart out your mouth. That's what it sounds like most of the time. Neto. Fucking what we doing with Neto? For fuck's sake. Where do you want to put him?
Arse.
Really?
Arse, bro.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Neto's
what this boy has on the club. He's got something on the club for him to be starting all the time. It just shows how shit our left wingers are.
Everyone's saying arse. I mean, to be fair to him, and this is the only time I criticize João Pedro, he put a good ball on to João Pedro. João Pedro mistimed that, by the way. If he jumped to a second earlier, he would have scored that. That would have been an assist to Pedro Neto off his right foot if fucking João Pedro didn't jump to that early, fair. In my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair, actually. I forgot about that.
But other than that, he was shit.
I swap him and Garnacho then, because Garnacho almost cost us a goal. Neto always made us a goal, so swap those two around.
Yeah, just for the fact that you allowed Lukaku to nearly score, mate. You're nice.
Hold that Garnacho.
Yeah, like you're staying in Arse for a while now, mate, for that. Reece James. Honestly, again, we talk about Caicedo, Cucurella. We've got him in average.
Then I think that's fair. Then I mean, I would say then, yeah, if we're mirroring the same performances of Caicedo, yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think he did anything overly extraordinary, so I think that's fair. Average 5 out of 10, or 6 out of 10.
A part of me wants to put Caicedo, Cucurella, and Reece James into not good. I can't lie.
Really?
Because when I say an average Reece James performance wasn't that. The average Caicedo performance wasn't that. And the average Cucurella performance isn't that.
How the fuck is Badiashile an average then? Badiashile can't be an average.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
But like, again, I don't really remember too much of Reece in the second half.
Watch Reece on the second goal. The second goal. What, he wins the ball high, right? Yeah, I hear that. But for Reece's levels, though, Chris, that's the question. Because the first half, again, you can't really blame him because he's playing centre back. But you could just see that he's being wasted there. You can't have someone of Reece's talent playing centre back. You need him further up the pitch. Do you know what I mean? And there were so many moments. That Neto pass in the first half was from Reece. That ball over the top. Yeah.
Oh, that was okay. Bump Reece up. Yeah, bump him up.
Bump Reece up. So Reece is the only one in average. All right, cool. Fairs. All right, big up Reece. I'm not going to talk about Reece too much because he's the boy. We haven't even got to the defenders yet, so let's get to. What about Lavia? Us. Let's put Lavia in us. He was crap. I'm putting Lavia
sat on his ass, bro. Yeah, he's sat on his ass.
Lavia goes in us because he's sat on his ass. All right, so we'll keep him in there for that one. What about Chalobah? Very good.
Very, I think it's good. Yeah, definitely put him good. Definitely a difference in the defense when he came on. So, do you know what? I'm actually going to go on a little rant here. Why does he get disrespected as much as he does? He's made mistakes. Don't get me wrong, but he's a free player. Badiashile cost us what? 35, 40 million, whatever it was, right? Yeah. Fofana is double that. The Sassy was whatever that is. He's still at this football club. Who else is on our defense right now? Tosin, he's free. He's free, but he doesn't feel it this season. Man. It feels like
I think it's forced, mate. I think it's forced to kind of because we're all so protective of Cobham players, and we feel then we're allowed, we should be allowed to criticise all. And I think he's just an easier target. What's the difference of Chalobah and Fofana?
There isn't.
There's no difference.
There isn't.
One's free, one's 70 million and can't stay fucking fit.
It's facts.
Ability-wise, they're pretty much the same. If not, I would say Chalobah is better than him.
I think Chalobah's our best defender right now. I don't care what anyone says.
Yesterday I was saying like that Fofana was like a level above, and I'm not trying to be reactionary or anything like that. But when you look at Fofana, like when he's on it though, he looks so good because he's got such a good leap. You know, he's very aggressive. He can defend wide areas really good, right? But like, do you take those every so often games versus a Chalobah who more than likely gives you like a 7 out of 10 most weeks? All right, cool. We will have the few poor games, which every player in football does. But when you talk about consistency, I can't remember the last time we had a centre back at Chelsea, barring maybe Cole at the end of last season, has been as consistent as Trev. I know a lot of people don't like him and don't rate him, but I don't understand to the extent they do.
It's because he's been a fault for a lot of the goals when he's been with Tosin, right? The red card at home, which weren't actually his fault, and I don't know why people. Andre Santos played a shit ball back, and he made a late challenge, which he thought he could win, and he got a red card, which wasn't even his fault. He had some stinky games, don't get me wrong, where he should have done better in the box, and he was fault for the goals. I can sit there and say that, like, no problem. But when you look at how much consistency we've had for him, his best part period was actually him and Fofana. Chalobah and Fofana, where they had a decent run together, where they were actually had a couple of clean sheets. But, anyway, if Jake comes in, Fofana is gone. I can't like that. Fofana, I've already started with Fofana. Fofana's in arse. He's at the bottom of us. I don't care what anyone says to me. And I said this when we first bought him when I was worried about it. I said, I'm worried about us spending this amount of money on someone that can't keep fit. And I remember Pies saying to me, he's quality, he's class, he's this, trust me, Jim, it's not, what's the word? When it continues, malignant, is it? A malignant injury, he won't continue getting injured. He went to me, don't worry. He went, he'll be fine. Like, you'll see the levels. And since that, for me, he can be decent, but you don't see the levels of him. Like, he's not consistent enough. I think he has weaknesses to his game. He's shit on the ball. How shit is he at passing, by the way? He's shit from the back, from passing. How many times did he give a ball away in the first half?
But he's more of that workhorse centre back. He's not that commanding centre back. He's the one who is aerial duels. He'll be man and ball every time, try and win it. But nothing is making me feel that he's worth anything near that. Even if he didn't have the injuries, to be fair.
Apparently, Larsen's to Palace is collapsed. Apparently, Fab was saying, I won't even listen. But yeah, he's a pace merchant. Yeah, he's quick. Yes, he covers the game. And when he's good, he is good. Don't get me wrong. You can see that extra level and you go, okay, we look better when he's in the team. But like yesterday, I can't forgive him for that first half on both them goals. The first goal, all right, Caicedo tries to make the challenge and fails. But you let this man do a 360 spin on you while your feet were stuck in the grass. You didn't even try and move.
One thing I noticed about Fofana, bro, and if you go back and watch Chelsea games, people, you understand what I'm saying here. When he's running towards the ball, or like he's the one sort of inviting the duel, right? He's very good. But when he's sort of backed off a little bit and someone's running at him, too many times I see him get bypassed.
Yeah,
too many times. He just sticks a leg out, and the guy, there was a game, I can't remember which one, where it happened really bad. I'll have to go back and watch and get back to you on that one. But when he's sort of like back towards goal, sort of going backwards, he gets bypassed way too easy. We saw it again yesterday. It's a really bad habit from him. Really, really bad.
And the second goal, generally, that second goal was... Do you know what annoyed me about the second goal? Is that I've seen him do this so many times in the box. I remember the Arsenal game where he's in the box, he's marking someone, and he just starts looking at the ball and forgets about the defender, and they disappear. He saw where Højlund was before he made the run. He was backing off. He was behind him on his left shoulder. He looked at him and allowed him to get to the front post, which is the only area Højlund could have run to if the ball come in the box. He allowed him to get in front post and get in front of him. That's not good defending. I'm sorry, that is shocking. That's Sunday League stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's poor. I'm sorry, that's not good enough. Look at Trev Chalobah's block in the second half where he positioned himself between the front post and Sanchez, knowing that if the ball goes in that area, he can block it. And what did he do? He blocked it, right? It was a good block. Fofana's awareness on marking and is so bad. He's done it so many times this season. I just can't stand it.
You're spot on with that, actually. You're spot on because what game was it? The Arsenal one. Yeah, you're spot on.
Is it against Atalanta as well? Don't you remember?
Is it bad to say? And I think people might cook me for saying it, but just in terms of a box defender, the Sassi's better than Fofana in terms of box defending.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
You might laugh, Jim, but I think Disasi's actually, in terms of just the box defender, just that area, right? I think Disasi's pretty good in that area. We saw against Manchester City. Do you remember on the pitch? Like, in terms of just box defending, is okay. It's just there's too much space for him to cover. He turns like a truck. That's the problem, isn't it?
I mean, to Con's comment there, that's what it looks like. That's the facial expression. Disasi. When man mentions Disasi.
You missed out Sanchez there, mate.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh shit. Yes, Sanchez. Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, for me, it's I can't believe I'm even ever thought I'd ever say it. Yeah. Player of the season for me. Absolute player for the season for me.
Elite or good?
I thought he was elite yesterday. Yes, I know maybe the first goal. A lot of people saying, it's unfair that he could have done better there. He kept us in the game. He kept us in the game at the end with Garnacho fucking up. I mean, I know Lukaku hit it central, but it came at him quick. He was strong. His cross-claiming was good. Again, he's been unbelievable for us. And I never thought I'd ever be saying this, but he's been unbelievable for us.
I don't think he was elite.
Nah, he has to be, Jem. He saved us.
I don't think he was.
Big moments, big players, bro.
Well, what did he say? All right, Lukaku. You talk about the Lukaku chance at the end.
Not just that, other chances as well.
Yeah, he saved us. There was a couple of
chances in the second half.
There was in the first half. He did a really good save where it was a low shot going down, and he completely almost scooped it into a non-dangerous area. It was a point where Napoli were completely on top, and they could have got more.
Tell you what annoyed me with him. Tell you what annoyed me with him yesterday. One real thing that annoys me, and he's been doing this the last couple of games, by the way, as well, which is pissing me off. His distribution is shit. How many times does this man kick the ball and it goes out for a throw-in? And I'm like, what the fuck was that, Sanchez? He done it so many times in the first half where he got the ball in the first half and he's going long to either Neto or Esteval and it's just going out for a throw-in. And I'm like, you just give him the ball back every fucking time. Like, I'm not saying you always have to play out from the back. Like, yeah, of course, that's how we like to do things. But when he tries to play good balls forward, and he is good, by the way, at doing it usually, just plays them out. Like, so many times. It just frustrates me. How many times he just fucking gives the ball back to him by a shit kick out. Like, but other than that, fair enough. Very good. I'd put him in a good, personally. Maybe elite. Do you know what? I'll give him elite because he stopped Lukaku from scoring. There you go. Happy?
With Sanchez this season, just to quickly talk about it, like if you said to me, this guy looks exactly like Robert Sanchez, but he's not, I'd believe you. Because he's not the same guy from last season, bro. Like, I know he ended the season pretty well, but like even his distribution, I know last night was a bit poor, but then again, didn't have many two options for him to aim for. Like, everything about his game's just improved tenfold. Everything. Yes. Like, and I just can't believe it's the same player. So big up Bob, honestly. And if he continues to play like this throughout the season, don't need a keeper in the summer.
Other than the Arsenal game, that was fucking.
Yeah, that's. But modern day keepers, bro, every single one has horror, like a horror game. No keeper, every keeper will have big mistakes, Yeah,
unfortunately, with Bob, when he has a horror, he lets in goals. That's the issue. But
that's true. Yeah,
it's catastrophic. But yeah, he's been unbelievable, and I think you're absolutely right. If he continues this. I don't think, I mean, for the board, they must be thinking, thank God that this has happened, because then it makes Pender's transition so much easier. Because imagine if we got Magnan in, he would be on higher wages. He's older. He'll want to be in the team more longer. And I just think it would just cause a massive headache. Because at that point, Sanchez probably didn't have many suitors either. Now, if something does happen, I think there'd be potential more suitors.
Yeah. I've got literally 5 minutes. I've got to dip, but this quickly.
I'm gonna have to dip now. I've got to go, guys. So I'll see you guys later. See you later, chat. Bye, Con.
Bye. Chill out, mate. I feel like a bit of a loser. Everyone has to go. I'm just here, just chilling,
Literally 5 minutes, and then I've got to quickly shoot. But listen, I want to finish off asking you this question. We'll just talk about Rafinha quickly. How do you think Palace very good tactically. We're talking about him tactically here right now in this game yesterday. What did we learn about Rafinha, if we did learn anything again from yesterday?
He's not scared to try something totally different in a big game.
True.
He's proactive. Made the subs early. It was really important. He did.
Good substitution timings as well. The timings are very good. The management is good.
Yeah, he's very self-aware. I'd say he's not stubborn because he'll recognise a mistake and he'll look to fix that as quick as possible. So it's nice to see. A little bit naive though. I say a little bit naive. Think he'd go to Naples with the back two you had. I know it was like a back three at first, but I just think that's completely naive what he did. So yeah, the man-to-man press is very aggressive, Brad. I don't know if I like it at times. I really don't, especially when we're quite leggy.
Yeah, I hear you. I think he came out yesterday and said he wanted to be very aggressive, and that's what he did in the first half. He went too aggressive. It was complete man marking across the pitch, and we were losing our battles. It didn't work. We weren't, we wasn't. What's the word? I wouldn't like to say energetic enough, but I think he kind of judged it in the wrong game, especially on the back of Palace. Like I feel like he asked a lot from them in that first half, and it just didn't. It wasn't working, And he got it wrong. But the most important thing is he rectified it, Connor. We were really angry at half time, but we both said he's got a half to sort this out and make it happen because we thought we could score against Napoli, didn't we? They didn't look good, did they? Really? We just like fucking.
And just like a general rule in life, obviously, if the mistake's too crazy, then you don't judge by that. But like just a general rule in life I have, you don't judge by mistakes, you judge by reactions, right?
Reactions, yeah.
And I think the reactions of Liam when he's made mistakes has been very promising to see. I'll give him that. And it's refreshing to see.
Would you call it a manager bounce, or do you think it's more of a just, I don't know, more just like they're picking up his instructions quicker, for example? Or is it just because it's easier because they're very similar, Maresca and Rossignol, in their styles,
See, they can be similar, but I think they're very different, like mentality-wise. Maresca more stubborn, whereas Liam, I think he's more adaptable. He's more flexible, less egotistical as well, it seems. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. The best managers in world football have been egotistical, stubborn, and stuff like that, right? But it's a little refreshing to see. Like for me, seeing a manager take accountability and responsibility is very good.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. It reminds me of Thomas Tuchel in a way.
He's going to go through the ups and downs, right? At the moment, it's all up. At the moment, I'm expecting a crash, and I don't know if you've seen our games from March till May. I looked at the list earlier; it was ridiculous. It's it's mad. When I say that we probably have one of the hardest fixtures over the next 2-3 months from an end, I mean it's an understatement. I'll quickly show you before I go. This is mad. I was looking at this earlier on, and this was about Champions League football as well when I was looking at it. So go to March, right? So we're here in March. From the 1st of March, we've got Arsenal away, Aston Villa, Newcastle at home, Everton away, Man City at home, Man United at home, Brighton away, Forest at home, Liverpool away, Tottenham at home, and then Sunderland. Is that me, or does that seem really hard?
Yeah, it's not easy. But even then, Jem, even when we've had very favourable fixtures through the past couple of seasons, some of them have been our hardest runs. Because if you look at our run last season at the back end to secure Champions League, it was a lot harder than that December period where we completely flopped in, So the Premier League's very unpredictable, shall I say. So
he's got a lot of challenges, Con, is what I'm trying to say. He's not got an easy run to the end. We're going to really see what this Chelsea team's about under him by the end of this season. We can really judge it well because them games are brilliant. That's without Champions League if we're moving forward as well, by the way, in between all of that. That's going to be
and
hard.
FA Cup as well.
And FA Cup. And Carabao if we fucking beat Arsenal. Final. It could be honestly, anything can happen from now to the end. There's so much we're still involved in as well. This is going to be really make or break, not for Liam, but like you're going to see what he's really about. This is the real big test to show what he has, what he can do, And
I think for him, it's very important to stress that we don't look too far ahead. The next cup final we have is our next game, and go each week like that, Never in life you want to look too far ahead, right? You want to be living in the moment a little bit too. So
that's what I think we have to do because we are a momentum team, bro. Let's be serious. We're on a bit of a run at the moment. Keep the momentum, keep the positivity. Keep going, keep pushing each other, keep rotating, using the squad, which is so important. He's using the squad. Use your squad, try and keep it as fresh as possible. It's going to be hard, man, this next 3 months for sure. So we'll see. But very, very good live, guys, as always. Appreciate you all. Smash the likes before you leave. Comment below. Big up Con as always with us on this one. And Matt as well. And
just before you go, Jim, can I ask you a question?
Go on.
As of right now, the 29th of January?
Yeah.
Do Chelsea get top 4 this season?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because I have to stick by that. I said that at the beginning. That was my expectation, and I'm holding it. I'm holding on to it with all my heart. It's going to be hard, by the way. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
But we've got to win these next couple of games in February, bro, because we've got an easy run before March. So even though our March, April, May is dead, like really hard, sorry, this February period for the next 3-4 games is blessed in a way, the games we've got. So we've got to keep winning all the way to the end of this. I think at the end of February, I will get a real good idea of where we are, for sure, before we go into this messy fucking period. What about you?
No, I don't think we're there.
Interesting. But we'll see. I hope we do. We probably said the same thing last season, right? When we thought we weren't going to make it with all the injuries we had. So you never know, right? You never know. Big up every single one of you. Special likes. See you tomorrow. We've got match. Who we got on the weekend? West Ham. So match preview tomorrow. Transfer news. We'll keep an eye on it. See what happens if it does happen. And yeah, up the Chelsea guys.